Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear us. You can't see us quite yet,
God, we look so good in this
but you
picture.
should be,
right here.
you'd be able to see us. I mean, you
Gosh,
should
we
be
got-
able to hear us.
We got standard Bobby, pointing. We got me looking like an idiot.
Pointing
as
at
per
all the
usual.
things.
We got Eric being like, "Hey, I bring the heat,"
I bring the heat.
and then we got Ralph over here, just like, "What's up?
Just cheesing.
Hey, what's up?
Cheese.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Dude, we got a new subscriber.
There
I
we
got a new
go.
subscriber. Wow, thank you, Christopher Brown.
Do you have any videos?
No,
Oh.
That's,
But you got a subscriber, that's
yeah.
for sure.
No, you got 5 subscribers.
I do.
Oh, no, 6 now.
You're going out and
Dude,
filming in the
thanks.
cold?
Hey,
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Okay, sorry.
Bye.
that's a really safe notification bell right there. 'cause
Yes. Yeah.
You'll receive 0 notifications.
I figured as much. That's why I double tapped it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
Volume
Appreciate
is low. That good. Thanks for telling me. That's what I do when I go live real quick at the beginning before we start anything.
Who's
Why am I still hearing
whose
it?
audio we got? Is that yours?
No, it's his.
Is that his?
I thought mine was. I was
Come
all the
on,
way turned
Bobby.
down. All right, it was one of mine.
No, I can
Should've
answer. No, I can answer that question for Bobby. He does not play Fortnite.
Do you know what? I think I have PlayStation buyer's remorse.
You bought PlayStation and now
Yeah,
you
he
wish you
has
didn't?
one.
Yeah. I
What?
bought Spider-Man and the Call of Duty 4.
Right.
And I have only played them like a handful of times. And like the other day, I thought, okay, 4-day weekend. I'm going to spend some time with family,
come
with
on.
my godchildren. And then when I get back, I'm going to play
Yeah.
all day Sunday because we're going to snowed in. I didn't play it one time.
Dude, get after it.
I took a couple
Why?
naps, felt good.
Gotta start trying.
Watched the video, a movie.
Do you just not like it?
I just, after a while, I'm like, get so frustrated. I'm like, I don't
throw it.
care.
I did.
You throw your controller against Robert's wall?
Yeah.
I did.
yeah.
Dang it.
I just, after a while,
I did try to go help Bobby
He did.
play Call of Duty a little bit, and I feel like you improved a little.
I
After
improved
that.
a little bit, and I need to
But
get in
From
there.
no
and improve.
kills to 1?
Yeah. Well, I put him in a lobby with some bots so that he could just
yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you played it, Eric?
I'm not really into this. What are they
See?
called? Shooter games?
Oh yeah, what do you play?
First-person shooters.
When I play, I don't play any PlayStation games anymore. Like I haven't in a very, very long time. But I did play a couple of the Star Wars ones for a while. But when I play video games, I'm more of a Mario Kart.
Maybe I need just to buy
that
a couple
kind
of
of game.
those.
Like,
and just,
well, you can't buy that for PlayStation, but
Oh, they don't have anything like that for PlayStation.
Mario.
sure they have
well, they have
something like it,
similar
but-
games, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's what I meant.
But
more
I meant
like,
I'm more of a Mario. I'm a fan of Mario.
more like maybe an arcade game style.
Yeah, there
Yes,
you go.
yeah.
That
Maybe
probably
I need to
helped.
get a couple of those and say.
or sports games. Like I really enjoy like golf.
But when's the last time you
yes.
actually played on your PlayStation?
Played a game on my PlayStation
Yeah.
or turned my PlayStation on.
Played a game.
I don't know that I've played a game in my new house, and I've been there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
But I've played my Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay.
I have a Nintendo
okay.
Switch as well, and I play Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf.
Yeah.
Those games on there.
Maybe I need to look at that kind of game. I don't know.
I think you're more of a Nintendo guy.
that might be it.
Mario
You know
Kart
what I
ruins
mean?
friendships. Hey, that's
It does. It absolutely does.
100%.
Now, someone said Red Dead Redemption,
Red Dead Redemption
and
is like a story
Danny
type
says
game.
he wanted to play that. He's been wanting to play that.
Yeah, I think you'd like that. That's more along like the Spider-Man type.
Yeah,
type of game
Disc
then.
Bro. Yes, I get slaughtered every time I play Call of Duty. And then I just bought a nice new camera that's coming in tomorrow, and I want to do some of my own little disc golf.
Take pictures of your PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like in different places.
I want to take my PlayStation and go, this is what it's good for. A $300 prop. No, I want to go travel. I was talking to Denise about that because I know that
That's
she
what
does.
she'd mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go I want to look on the thing and say, oh, here's from 30 minutes from Emporia, a 30-minute drive. I can go to some historic buildings and I can go out and maybe play around and then go take some really nice photos.
I
and
like
stuff
that.
like
Nice.
that.
That sounds
cool.
good.
And so my thinking is I could spend that money on a new lens rather than a PlayStation 4.
Hey,
Sure.
it's too late though.
Well, you could sell it.
I could probably sell
Yeah.
it for. I bet. What are they? $299. I bought the 1 terabyte one. I
Yeah.
think.
I'll give you $100 for it.
I'll make it 50.
No, and I'm guessing what camera Benjamin
I'm
bought
not good at
the
negotiation.
Sony A7 III. So it's not a cheap camera. It's not the most expensive, but it's not a cheap one. And anyway, I bet you I could get $300 for the game and for the PS4, the 2 games, and a headphones.
Probably so. Yeah.
I might know somebody interested.
Don't tell him quite yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to.
You let me know. I'll be your middleman.
We're gonna
You'll
talk
be-
about
I'll
it on
take
the show
10%.
first. We're gonna talk about it on the show first, so a lot more people know about it.
Yes.
No.
There's a
Then-
lot of people that know about it.
GameStop had them for $199. But which one? Did
Yeah,
they
but
have
no,
the? Yeah, but no.
Bobby's on
Which
one today.
which one? Was it the 500 or 1 terabyte? Because I could have swore. I
You
bought
have the
bigger
one.
I thought I bought the 1 terabyte. Maybe. I
Did you
already
just
bought
get the
500.
regular old model? No, like because I know that they do like Game of.
Oh no,
I don't know
not
if they do
not.
Game of Thrones, but they do like.
They had.
Oh, like special editions.
They had.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Mine's got the Vader on it. It's pretty cool.
Sick.
Bobby looking good with the beard. Thank you, Corey. Don't keep it unreal.
Dude, keep it real.
You don't need the PS4. I know. That's what I'm thinking.
But Benjamin, you do, because it's fun.
I use mine every day.
500 hard drive and Spider-Man for $199. Wow. Maybe I didn't pay as much as I thought I did.
You crazy.
How much would I have paid for it?
500 gigabytes was $299.
Okay, so I bet you they sold that quick.
They-
I
that's
got
what
you.
he just said.
So it was
They
like a
sold out
black.
quick.
It was. I was reading. That's what I was reading. It was probably some special Black Friday deal. So
Probably.
Anyway, all right,
Well, if you sell it, let me know first
all right.
before you let our
Who? What? Like Gabe wants to buy one? or something?
125 followers. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else before we hit the record button? How was everybody's holidays?
Well, I mean, I heard this camera's broke, so
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Eric and I have been talking to each other for a little while.
Yeah.
Just looking at Bobby. All right.
Sorry, I forgot about the cameras.
That's okay, man. So
Good. Holidays were great. Warmer than here.
Yeah. Warm. It
Same,
was nice.
same for you. It was warm. Right?
Yeah, it was
nice.
we
Yeah, see, that
went
is-
down and played we went to Austin first to look at a course, look at a property, and then we went to Waco on the way home and played the Beast, and hadn't played there in a while, and it was nice. It was like 75 degrees.
Beast is fun. I like it.
It is a fun course.
So you
Yeah,
did,
but you didn't. Would you have played the Waco layout? Don't they change it for the
Only the numbers.
Oh,
I mean, it's
only the
the same
numbers?
course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the same
Numbers.
course, just
Oh,
different
okay.
numbers.
But you started a whole one.
We started on real one, like the course one.
So the reason they do it for Waco, the way they do it for Waco, the wooded part is more mixed in.
It's at the
It's-
beginning. It's like the third hole.
the
Fourth
fourth hole
hole.
goes
Fourth
into the
hole.
woods, and then you play 9 holes in the woods, and then you play the last 6 out in the open, so it's better for spectating.
So the original layout is what?
the original
9
layout,
and 9. 9 out of the woods, 9 in the woods.
Oh, so you end in the
You
woods.
end in the woods on
so
the,
you
the
cry
normal layout.
as you end.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you
I
come.
wonder
you
how
come
many
out of that-
people. I wonder how many people play the front 9 twice.
Yeah, probably a lot. The woods can hurt your feelings back there so bad.
And it was like winter, so a lot of the leaves were down, and you would think the gaps would be bigger. Not so much. Not
They're
so
not.
much.
Turns out they're still pretty tight.
Yeah, it turns out they're not.
Yeah,
It was fun though.
That's a
It
cool
was-
course. I'm anxious to get back. And let's not skip over the other momentous milestone in Eric McCabe's disc golf career. He
Oh yeah.
he got to try some Torchy's tacos.
I did.
And what was the ones you tried?
I tried the Mr. Orange,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Pink,
That's one of my go-tos, by the way.
and which one did you the one that you recommended?
Crossroads.
to? Cro-
Oh,
yeah,
the-
yeah.
What was it?
You said Crossroads.
Crossroads. Yeah,
Crossroads.
that
Those
was
3.
So good.
And you guys scared? I was like texting you guys both
Mm-hmm.
when I ordered, and like you guys were both like, "Dang, hope you're hungry." Like, I'm like, "It's just like $3-4 a piece. What? It can't be that big." And I got them. I'm like, "Oh my god!" And we ordered
Did
chips
you get
and
the cheese?
queso
Yes.
too. And but I was very, very uncomfortable the rest of that night
Oh yeah.
because I ate it all.
Stuffed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Three tacos is you're putting in the work.
Yeah.
You're having to stretch it out after that.
Absolutely.
To make sure
And it
you've
was
got room.
busy. It was super packed, but it was they just opened a brand new one right by my parents' house.
Oh, nice.
So every time we go down there now, we'll go.
You'll go. What did Denise have?
She had the Mr. Orange as well, and then I think the fried avocado.
Oh, okay.
So,
I've never had that one.
Yep.
But I bet you it's good.
It's all good.
Yeah, we did tell him. Will says trailer trash, make it trash. We did tell him the trailer part, but he opted not to get that one. Maybe next trip.
If you're
Yeah,
doing
yep.
3 tacos and one of them is a trailer park trashy, you're in real trouble.
Queso's pretty good too, huh?
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, their
Yeah,
queso
the
is
chips were good. I mean, everything was. It was a solid experience.
It's good stuff. So if anybody from Torchy's Tacos is listening,
And wants to sponsor the show,
we will take it because we love some
We
Torchy's.
will sit
right.
some queso here every single
Yeah,
podcast and
we
just
will.
eat it as we go.
that's right. And we'll do
That's
even
the sort of promotion that you can expect from us.
maybe we'll even like do remote locations.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
All of the best ideas are coming
We'd
out
get
right
cheese all over our microphone,
Oh, yeah.
and I wouldn't care.
now. Sorry, not
Exactly.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's why these things come off.
it's true. We can just buy new ones.
Come back after the weekend. Oh, this smells terrible.
Oh, Noah's got his first question.
Better eat more queso.
What DD disc is like the Buzz?
Girls.
I would say the EMAC is going to be the closest to it. It's going to be a little faster and, in my personal opinion, a little longer. I definitely get more distance out of the EMAX than I ever did the Buzz. Maybe either the EMAC or the regular Truth. Either one of those is probably going to be similar, depending on what kind of buzz you're throwing too. So
Marcus says, what about the 2019 ratings race between Eric Robert? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Marcus. You may be talking about maybe the Facebook message you sent me, which I haven't yet to read because we had our meetings this morning.
Yeah.
That went from 7:15 to 11.
I left at 11.
Yeah, 11 o'clock. So
Ratings,
I
please?
went to lunch. So I have to check out what he's talking about. But now that I've got your attention, Marcus, I'm going to put the camera on me, camera 2. Marcus, I'm going to be
Camera
one.
publishing a article that you answered questions for our blog writer, and I need pictures. Clay sent me the pictures that you gave us for the team, but I need to know if we really have permission to use those. Maybe I should have done this on live and asked you these questions. But if you can indicate in the chat window your answer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We probably bored the 150 people.
Let's get into
Enough.
let's get into the real podcast.
Let's get into the podcast.
Let's get into the Torchies podcast.
podcast. I'm here to make an
yes,
announcement.
Christopher, similar, but maybe evidence would be a little closer.
I am making an announcement that we will be outsourcing disc golf answer. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Wait, what?
That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. Terrible joke. Bad timing. We're gonna bring disc golf management in house and outsource. No,
He's joking about Joe Masden.
I'm just
Central
teasing.
Too soon.
So yeah, rip, Bobby.
Are
Gosh.
people still talking about that? I see.
Of course.
That's all people are talking
Let me
about.
think about how long we have from now until the next Pro Tour event. I mean, that's
The Memorial.
a couple of months. Yeah.
Right.
I assume that's all we're going to talk about. Just speculation.
Until something else comes up.
Not us.
Well, we won't. We'll be talking about Torchies.
All right.
Probably
Here we
EMAC
go.
Truths.
All right. Let me bring up the question form real quick. So did everybody have their traditional? If you're watching on the chat, put in there and let me know if you had anything other than turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy dressing. If you had something other than the normal ham, let us know. I'd be curious to know if somebody had something different.
Will said, Bobby, there is literally not a better time to make that joke. So at least you have some fans out
I
there.
guess.
He is keeping it real.
Oh, Marcus says, rating race, can Robert catch Eric in 2019? Marcus, probably not if we're being real. Like, I would love to say, yeah,
and we do
I
like
can
to
do
keep it real here.
But
And
I don't-
my rating just went up today.
yeah, mine went
4
up.
points.
Mine went up some today, but it wasn't as much as yours. Where are you at right
You
now?
went up to what?
Well, we haven't started the show yet.
Oh,
I
so
should
we're talking
probably
about
save it.
okay, yeah.
I
We'll
wanna-
save yours too.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about ratings on the show.
Yeah.
I'm like 1090
That's
now.
disc golf stuff, right?
1090?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Isn't that disc golf
I think
stuff?
that qualifies as disc
Okay,
golf.
cool. Then we can talk about it on
You
the
gotta
show.
quit beating that horse, man. It's dead and has been for a little while.
You ever seen the
It's only
the
bones
movie,
at this point. It's been
You ever seen
It's not
Seabiscuit?
even really a
You ever seen the
horse
movie
anymore.
Where he's just running and running and running.
running and running and
That's
running
you?
and running.
Uh-huh. I'm Seabiscuit.
Isn't that a song?
It is.
Running.
They made that
running,
after
and running.
Seabiscuit. Little known fact.
Yeah.
Let's get it started in here.
Uh-huh.
Let's get it started
Yep.
in here.
I like when Craig sang it.
That was one of the major motion film soundtracks of Seabiscuit.
Motion
was-
film.
Oh, perfect.
You're welcome.
Have I ever thrown a what? Stego? By reptilian? I honestly I have never even held a reptilian disc.
Correct. Same here.
I'm not opposed
Do
to it.
y'all
I
like
just
the little
never
box
seen 'em.
next to your rating? What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, it tells you if you went up or down, and it's red or green.
Oh, nice.
Tells you how many points you went up or down.
Beef,
I don't mind it.
Beef noodles.
It's
That's
kind of it's kind of sad at times
Yeah.
when it's red.
Well, so
Is that
far
kind of
we've
like
had
a
it.
like dislike?
Yeah. So far we've had it twice, and mine's been green twice, so I love it.
Mine was red and then green.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Progress. All right, let's do it, Bobby. You think we can do it?
Yeah. Well, now I want to look at my rating.
Did you play any events?
True.
Maybe. Is that important?
He went on tour.
Exclusively. That's the thing that changes
Oh, okay.
your
That's true.
rating.
Is that what affects my rating?
It's the only thing.
He could have had
Aw,
something
mine
drop
is
off.
red. See,
Oh, you went down?
as of
Aw.
November 27th,
What's
Yep,
that
that's
number?
today.
Is it a double-digit number?
it's 8:07.
No, I'm at the
No,
red.
what's the red number?
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I need my reading glasses. One. Oh, just one. Negative
-1.
Oh, that ain't
I didn't know put a number in there. I thought it was just
Oh
like
yeah,
an
no,
arrow.
no.
Okay.
It's like it straight up tells you how bad you suck.
Dang. That's bad, man.
In case you're feeling okay, forget it.
Okay, so what? How long do you think it would take for me to get to?
Bobby, can we
1,000?
talk about this once the podcast has
I'm
started?
sorry. Sorry.
We're
sorry.
holding
sorry.
off on this
Oh,
till we
that's
start.
True. That's true. You're right. That's disc golf, right?
One of us has to host this show, and right now I feel like it's me. Okay, you can do it. I believe in you.
No, I have played in Tucson. I've played what is that? Santa Cruz Park. I've run some 2 or 3 years in a row. I ran some DD events down there.
All right. So for our YouTube listeners, watchers, whatever you are, YouTubers, you're getting ready to watch. Some of you are regular. Some of you might be new. We're getting ready to record episode 243 of Disc Golf Answer Man. So we're going to be answering questions that are submitted to Disc Golf Answer Man webpage. And then after we're done, if you want to hang out, we'll answer more of your questions that you put here in the chat. But for right now, we're going to concentrate on the ones that were submitted to the website. So we're getting ready to record it right now. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
You've gotten way better with the breeze lately.
The Breeze.
Yep.
And I have with me Eric. Why'd
Sup?
you bring the snow, McCabe?
Oh, what the heck, dude?
Man,
I thought he was.
You had a
bringing
long
I thought he was
drive.
bringing the heat.
It was. I do bring the heat.
Yeah, that's right.
It was miserable.
It was miserable.
It was absolutely miserable.
And further down the table, all the way on the other side, we have with us Robert. For some reason, is super excited to talk about PDJ ratings, McCall.
I'm not. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, I could see it.
I didn't bring it
I
up.
could see it in your face, though.
I didn't bring it up.
You had that look like someone said it, so now I'm going to embellish in it.
Okay, first of all, you're really bad at reading my facial expressions.
Well, now that it's got the hair back, it is kind of hard
That's
to read
right.
your facial
That's right. I
expressions,
covered
so.
it up some.
So back to Eric. Eric,
So-
you went out on, of course,
On
holiday
location.
On location. You went out on holiday vacation
I
to
did.
spend some time with friends and family, but
I
you
did.
drove back to Emporia, Kansas, and it was snowing. And I looked it up. You said the town you came from usually takes what, about an hour,
Not even.
and it took you 3 hours.
Yes.
Because we got hit hard with a snowstorm.
We did, and well, we were driving back from Texas on Sunday morning. We left a little early Sunday, and everything was going great.
Yeah.
It was super windy, so that was a little rough in the old Element. But as soon as we got to the Cassidy exit on I-35, cars were starting to be in the ditch. The weather started getting worse, and then we got off and got gas at the last spot. And then as soon as we got back on the highway, we drove about half a mile down the road in standstill traffic. An 18-wheeler had jackknifed,
whoa.
and another one ran into it. So it was just one of those. We sat there for an hour and a half. We sat not moving, didn't move for an hour and a
Sucks,
half.
dude.
And the worst part, the absolute worst part, is we were in a dead zone, so we couldn't even use our phones.
Oh my gosh.
So luckily,
That
I had
stinks.
my iPad with a movie downloaded on it from Netflix.
Oh,
So we
nice.
propped it up on the
Is
dash.
it one of
and
the
kinda
Star
watched it.
Wars movies?
It was not.
Oh.
I do had those on there as well,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't even remember the name of it. It was an awful movie. It was some Kevin James movie
Oh,
where he
King of
writes the
Queens
book.
guy?
No, yeah. He writes a book about being an international.
Yes, that
Oh,
movie
yes,
was awful.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul
yeah.
Blart Mall Cop.
No.
No.
I'm joking.
It was called the Assassinator. Or
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I remember it was on
The
Netflix. and I-
Assassinator?
something like that. And I remember starting out, and I was like, "What is this?
Yeah.
Is this a joke?"
It was weird,
and it kept going, and I was like, "This is dumb,"
but it was better than the alternative.
which was nothing. Right?
Yeah, which was the back of the semi.
So did you get to play any disc golf while you're out in Tejas?
Yes, we actually I drove down to Austin area and walked a piece of property and met with the city down there about a potential design, and then went to Waco on our way back and played the Beast. So Denise and I and Ralph and Maverick all enjoyed a round at the Beast.
Nice. That place is so much fun. I love it.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's tough. I think personally, it's more fun casually than it is in tournament play.
Yeah.
Because if you shank one into the woods, whatever, just throw
whatever,
another one.
bring it out.
Yeah. But no, and there was only like a handful of people there, and I had taken out of my stash from home 3 EMAC Truths to stash because I assume he was going to be in the 70s the whole week I was going to be down there. So I thought, I'm going to play some disc golf. No, I didn't. So I actually ended up stashing 3 EMACs in Waco.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
So, Robert, you also went down to Tejas.
That's right. Shay and I went down and spent some time with my family in Houston. And we did a traditional Thanksgiving meal there, turkey and dressing and all that stuff. That was awesome. Stayed with my brother. That was super fun. And then we drove over to Junction, Texas, where Shay's parents live. It was, 5.5 hours over that way. Did another traditional meal with them. I was not sad.
No,
I love
that's awesome.
I love Thanksgiving. Dude, I'll eat turkey and dressing all day, every day.
All day, every day.
I love it.
Did you get to play any disc golf?
No disc golf.
None.
I honestly
Not
didn't
even
even
a chance to.
I didn't even bring my bag with me.
Wow.
But Houston, I mean, where would you? I guess there's a
could've-
couple courses in Houston that you can go hit up.
I could have played in Houston, but I just knew like we were only going to spend basically a day and a half with my family and then 2 days with hers. And so in Houston, I didn't really think it would be viable. And then in Junction, the disc golf course got flooded and is just like the park is totally closed because it's like in shambles. Like there's an RV park nearby that still has debris out on the course. So it's totally closed off. So no disc golf for me at all.
Well, I spent some time in Oklahoma. I could spend time with my brother's family. That was really cool. Watched football, ate turkey, and then the kids went and played basketball, and I played some basketball. That was pretty fun. And
Did you dunk on them?
Yes, actually. I got a little aggressive, and they were like 15-year-old. And I'm like, at one point, it sounds so awful, but so it was me, my brother, 2 of my nephews, and then my brother's niece and then her friend they play basketball, and they're like 15, 16 years old. And we're all, everybody's like kind of having fun, but really getting into it. And the ball was bouncing in the middle, and I was going for it, and the other girl was going for it, and we just collided, and boom. And of course, I outweighed the girl by a lot, and I just like, I felt bad, but I was like, man, this is we're
Dude, I'm trying to win,
playing,
though.
right? Yeah. So anyway, then I got to
respect that.
I actually got to play disc golf.
I saw that at Blackhawk.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I played some what do they call it? Skins match.
Nice.
They do that every year, don't they? On Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Every day after Thanksgiving, every day after Christmas, and every day
New Year's
after
Day.
New Year's. Yep.
Yeah.
And I want to go to the other ones too. But it's just it's just cool.
How many people came out?
I think ended up being 67.
Wow.
And there's a $20 division, $40, and a $100 division.
You got in a $100 division?
No,
Heck
right.
yeah.
I got
Let's
in the
go.
$20 division. I almost won skins 3 times and screwed it up.
Is it
not like real close, but I was like, because I don't expect.
You weren't one of the guys that like you got to make this putt to push and you missed, did you?
One time.
Oh, did everybody get mad at you?
No, one time I was able to save it.
Oh, okay.
And I was able to push it, but no, there wasn't a time where it's like either make it or
Yeah.
I'm screwed. No, but it was fun. Had a good time seeing a bunch of people from Oklahoma that I knew from disc golf. So it was a
Nice.
good
That's
time,
awesome.
so. All right, cool. Good catching up. You guys ready to get into some disc golf questions?
Let's talk disc golf.
Let's talk some disc golf. Remember, guys, you can go to discgolfanswerman.com, submit your disc golf questions. We will get them on the air. Quick note on the disc golf Google Forms. I don't know any other better way to do this, guys, because right now we're sitting at 105 questions. I know a lot of you guys are being real patient. I appreciate that. But I think we're gonna try something new for 2019, or at least leading up to 2019, since we only got about a month left. I'm going to go through the questions one time, and I'm going to delete ones that are kind of redundant and maybe are less. Sometimes you guys, which I think is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think it's so awesome that you guys ask questions about us and different things. But I'm going to concentrate more on the questions that are like have a tip, because a lot of people call in or we'll get a question, we'll send in a question, and they'll just be like, make a comment on something, or it doesn't really warrant like us answering.
Sure.
So we're going to kind of filter through those. So, but I do appreciate you guys communicating, connecting with us. But you can connect even better with us on the Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook group, where we can have kind of a back and forth chit chat type thing. So anyway, so let's get into the question. This first one's for Cooper. It's on form. I am a very forehand/backhand friendly player, but am having trouble developing a touch forehand. I've been flipping over everything less than a fast, overstable fairway driver. I was wondering if you guys had any tips for developing a touch forehand or maybe even a disc recommendation for me to try.
Nice.
Touch forehands are probably the hardest forehand to learn.
Yep,
Wouldn't you agree?
definitely.
What do you throw for touch forehands?
If I'm trying to keep the disc pretty straight, I'll throw like an Explorer or something like that, just nice and smooth. And one of the things that I worked on a lot was starting that on hyzer and then just letting it
Flip up.
letting it work on its own. If I'm in the woods, though, I'll throw a Maverick on forehand sometimes, just really, really soft. And then I really like throwing my Anvil for forehands a lot, but that's not touch as much as it is just like an overstable approach disc, personally.
Yeah.
So,
To me personally, when I think of touch forehands, it's more of a shorter, like mid-range, got to get around the corner.
sure.
The only time I'm throwing a touch forehand like that is if I absolutely have to go right. Other than that, I'm just throwing like a putter.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe a
if
suspect to be a good choice for me
Sure.
on those little touch forehands.
Sure. I'll throw a Cenas for that sometimes. And then if I'm throwing a mid for that, I've got a Lucidex Verdict that I like. Or just, honestly, I'll throw an EMAC Truth if I need it to go super duper straight and I don't have to throw it hard.
Yes, I'll do that as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Next one comes from Daniel. Are there any standard disc golf pro tips for better technique or improving your game that are repeated to beginners that you do not agree with personally? Oh, wow. Such as your reach back and pull through should be on a flat plane. Do more field work than playing rounds on the course, etc. So is there any piece of advice that you hear a lot of that you don't think is actually really good advice for beginners?
That's a good question.
I don't necessarily hear anything like, wow, that's horrible advice. Unless they're saying like, hey, you guys should go out and get like high-speed drivers and stuff. But you don't really hear that.
No. I do think there are some people who focus too much on playing putter-only rounds for too long. Now, I think it's good to learn, and it's a good tool to mix in, but I would definitely encourage you, like, start off with a putter and a mid-range, learn the difference between the two, learn when to use them, and then you can kind of just step up from there, because the end goal, obviously, is to be able to throw all sorts of discs.
Right.
And so if you're really good at throwing putters, that's awesome, but a lot of times that can cause some nose angle issues if that's the only thing that you're used to throwing, if you're not used to getting that edge down or whatever.
Correct.
So I'd say that's the only one that I hear that I think don't do it forever. Definitely play lots of putter-only rounds because that's awesome. Just don't do them exclusively.
Yeah, I push for more mid-range only rounds over putter only rounds.
Sure.
Curious Am asks, hey, Disc Golf Answer Man Crew, this is a question about the mid-ranges. I'm curious about any tips for driving with mid-ranges and practicing the mid-range game in general. My go-to mid-range is the EMAC Truth.
Solid.
Which I can throw 250 feet, 350 feet internet distance.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you clarified.
Nice.
From a
Good to know.
Yeah, from a standstill. But I seem to struggle with the release on attempted drives or with any run-up when throwing my mid-ranges. Any advice is greatly appreciated.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do anything different than your normal drive. Maybe the only thing I can think of is slow it down a little bit, as opposed to if you're trying to rip on a new edition.
Ooh, watch out.
Sorry. Nailed it.
Listen to some of that on the way home. Your normal drive, you're kind of putting a lot more power and a little more aggression into, is where if you do that with mid-ranges too much, especially the EMAC, if you put a lot of power behind it flat, it's probably going to flip over.
Yeah.
It's probably going to turn to the right and not get the results that you're hoping to get. That's why I've always said that the EMAC is best thrown around 80% for me. That's usually when I get the best results out of that disc. So, just kind of slowing everything down on the tee as opposed to trying to force it almost.
Yeah. And I think there's something to, like, there's a difference in mentality between throwing from the tee pad and throwing from the middle of the fairway.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why. But for me, I especially feel that on forehands. If I'm standing on the tee with a forehand, I'm like, I'm scared.
I'm like, what am I doing?
I don't know. But then
Just throw a turnover.
Yeah, right. But if I have to throw one on a hole, most of the time, if I'm in the middle of the fairway, it goes fine.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that difference is. I'd go with the same as you, slow down and maybe try to visualize that you're not really standing on the tee pad. This isn't the first shot of the hole. It's just a shot. So maybe you don't put so much pressure on it.
Yeah.
Something like
I
that.
agree with that.
Excellent. All right, guys, if you are listening, turn down your volume. I think I have it figured out, but I'm going to plug something in. If you don't, I want you to turn it off, but turn it down. Oh, no, I think we're good. Let's see if this worked. Hold on just a second. We are going to see if we can listen to some SpeakPipe. Hold on. This one's from Timothy.
How's it going, DGAM fam? Timothy Allen Alenko again, and today I wanted to know which number system you guys dislike more. PDGA rating system
Oh,
or
Nice.
flight numbers?
Ooh.
that's a good question.
Which one did we dislike the most?
I dislike them both equally. I just hate numbers in general.
Yeah, I've heard math never did anything good for anyone.
No.
That's just what I've heard.
No,
It's word on the street.
I just use my calculator when I need it.
Calculator app.
But they don't. That has numbers though, so
It
inherently
does.
it's bad.
It is bad. But it came with the phone, so
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
You couldn't delete it.
No.
I would say I dislike flight numbers more, just because they are, I think, more subjective. Though you could argue ratings are pretty darn subjective and depends on the tournaments that you play.
Fact.
They both are imperfect systems, but they are what we have, so we work with them as best we can. I think that's what I would go with.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right, next question comes from, that's the same one I had just up previously. Adam from
Item from Ottawa.
Yeah, words.
Adam from Ohio.
Ohio.
He says, "Hello, disc golf answerman. Please enlighten me
Yes, well, you've come to the right place.
right for the pros and cons of super soft putter and the pros and cons of a hard putter.
Okay.
Compare
Well, seeing as how the
and
super
contrast.
soft putter is now
So the con
OOP,
is
the con is
to get
They're harder
hooked
to
on them.
find.
Yeah,
you can't get them.
For the sake of his argument, let's just say soft.
Okay, soft. There's really not a whole lot of difference. You'll get minimal flight changes out of the two. For me personally, I'm a more stiff, rigid, but grippy putter. Like I like the Prime Plastic for my putting, and it's kind of a happy medium in between the two. The pros for the Classic for me is in the summer when it's a little hotter out and that plastic tends to be a little bit more flexible. That works a lot better for me. Now, in the wintertime, that hard, rigid plastic personally feels awful. Like it feels like a brick in your hand, and I don't get consistent releases out of it. So I'll go back to like a medium, a blend, or if it's cold enough, I don't know why I'm out there, but a soft. Just because I get the similar flights out of it, and I don't have to worry about cracking the disc on the putter on the basket or anything like that. So really, it just comes down to personal preference. I don't know that there's any like necessarily a pros and cons list between those two plastic types, with the exception of weather being involved. But for the most part, it's really just personal preference, what you like.
Yeah, I would say I like more soft plastic for approaches because it sticks to the ground a little bit better. Likes to stay. And you could argue that softer plastic grabs the chains a little bit better, although that's what people seem to think, right?
Yeah.
But I just, and I talked about this on one of our Instagram TV videos a while back, but if the putter doesn't feel comfortable in my hand, it doesn't matter how well it grips the chains if I'm not hitting the chains.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I like the Classic plastic. Feel confident with it every time. And if I do hit chains and it spits out, so be it. But at least I gave it a chance.
Yeah.
I've tried putting with soft putters before, did not do great with them.
Yeah, only in the winter. Only when it's cold out will I drop down to softer plastic.
All right, next one comes from Thad. I recently got a couple of new Wardens in Classic Blend for putting only. I love the feel of the Classic Blend in my hand, but I'm noticing that they are getting beat up very quickly from hitting every other part of the basket but the chains. Is there a plastic similar to the Classic Blend that would be more resistant to the dings and nicks I'm seeing in the Classic Blend?
Really, dings in the Classic Blend. You don't really see that a whole lot.
Must be hitting it pretty hard, huh?
Yeah. I think your only option if you don't want to see those dings on it is become a better
chains?
putter.
Yeah. Got him. Hey, we keep it real.
Don't keep it unreal.
Yes. No. you can go with a more premium plastic that's going to hold up a lot longer, but I don't know too many people that like to necessarily putt with that premium, like Lucid or Fusion type plastic. Across the board, classic and blend and soft are probably going to be pretty similar. I would say soft probably is less likely to ding up than like a harder plastic. So maybe if you just want that more, I don't want to say cheap plastic, but not premium plastic, is go with a softer plastic.
Yeah. The premium plastic, for whatever reason, just never clicked with.
I don't know if it's the grip or the mental aspect of it, sliding through chains or what it is, but it definitely has never worked. It worked for Paul Ulibarri in
he put
whatever year that
magnets
was for Worlds when he won AM Worlds. But yeah, for the most part, I
All right, this next one is from Dave.
Hello, Disc Golf Answer crew. This is Detroit Dave with a question from the Mitten. I have a disc golf buddy who's decided to throw it all away and get married. A big part of his upcoming bachelor party will be getting all the guys together to play a round of disc golf. I was wondering if you had some ideas for possible play formats or other things to do during the round with a large group. I'm expecting 12-plus guys with a very wide gap in disc golf experience, so I want to figure out a good way to play that is fun for all involved and keeps a decent pace of play. Doubles or even triples seems like the obvious answer, but I'm hoping you might have something outside the box we could try. Thanks for everything you do, and keep it real.
nice.
With 12 people, that's pretty tough. That's a lot of people. I have played best shot triples a few times, and it's actually really fun. Especially if you've got some newer people. So everyone gets to throw, but you don't have to worry about, taking their shots or whatever. They don't have to feel bad about not being very good at disc golf if they haven't played a whole lot. But you might also do just like a different challenge on each hole. Like we'll, flip for teams on one hole, and then for this hole, I have to choose a disc out of Eric's bag to throw. He has to choose a disc out of mine. For this hole, you can only throw forehands. For this hole, you can only throw backhand rollers. Stuff
Opposite
like that.
hand.
Yeah,
Just weird stuff.
Stuff like that. I've always found that to be really fun. And yeah, just kind of takes the pressure off because nobody's going to be good at all that stuff.
Correct.
So anyway, that's what I would try.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You don't have any other games?
Triples is always fun, and I think it's always fun, and it's always unique. Something that came up, what I'd like to try with a duel sometime, a dynamic duel, if we have a bunch of team members in town, is 3-on-3 alternate shot.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
So you just start on hole one, whoever's on hole one, and then boom, from there on, it's just alternate shot all the way through. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
I think it would help even the playing field too, depending on who all's there. But something like that, just make up your own games, like Robert was saying. And there's a card game out there called Ripped Revenge. You can either buy that or you can do it yourself, make your own, and kind of use that as a kind of a more fun learning curve and learning new shots. It's pretty cool actually. It kind of takes the competition out of it, so to speak.
I like it.
He likes it. Let's see. Next one comes from Malachi.
That can't be right.
Malachi.
Malachi. I thought it was that, but I was like, he's joking. Like surely he's joking.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
That really got me. I'm sorry, guys.
Malachi?
I'm sorry, Malachi.
That is Malachi.
Oh, what can you do but laugh at yourself? Because everybody else will be laughing as well. Malachi
and then go
says,
home and cry.
yeah, and then turn off the cameras and cry. I think the EMAC Truth in my bag. Oh wait, what? I think the EMAC Truth in my bag, and I was thinking of changing all my mids to EMAX.
Yes.
What plastic would you recommend for a stable, straight, and understable shot? P.S. My science fair project was with the EMAC Truth.
Nice.
What?
Very cool.
Malachi,
Send that in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let us know more about it.
Yeah.
We'll give you a blue ribbon, 100%.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. Okay, so most stable is obviously going to be Moonshine. This is in plastics that are readily available.
Yep.
I'm going to kind of exclude the
leave
Lucid
out
X and the
lava
lavas and all that, but The Lucid or Moonshine is going to be your go-to more overstable to straight flyers. If you're looking for something more understable, I recommend Fusion, or if you want to go even more understable, Biofusion. The Biofusion is going to beat in a little bit quicker and end up being more of a turnover mid, which is what I love about that disc and across the board as far as plastics go, because you can have one mold of the same, just different plastics in the bag. Like the EMAC, you can have a Moonshine for my more stable shots, or for me personally, I carry about 4 Lucids, and if you have ever played around with me or watched me play, you'll see I tend to throw the same one over and over and over and over on every shot.
Yep. Just when you're feeling it.
Because it's so angle sensitive for me, I can put it on that Anheuser shot and let it turn to the right. I can get it to hyzer and get it to go straight. Whatever I need it to do, that is why I put my name on that disc. So
yeah, it turns out it's a pretty good disc.
it's a good one. It's not bad.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Malachi has another question.
Malachi.
Malachi.
Has another question.
Unbelievable.
He said, this one's for Bobby. I want to know how you decided on a trespass for your driver. I throw mainly Snowline ballistas for my drive, but it depends on how I'm feeling that day. That depends on what driver I throw. So for me, the trespass, the reason I selected it is because I don't remember exactly why I selected it. But the reason I really like it is because it is my stable overstable driver. If there's a little bit of wind or I want to make sure it comes back to the left, I throw the trespass. I have a Biofusion trespass that I can get it. If I throw it just right, I can get it to stand up and give me a little more distance. Then I have a hybrid fusion one, I think it was that.
Well, probably not hybrid fusion, but probably just hybrid.
Okay, the hybrid is kind of a pink creamy color, and that's
the bar
the
stamp.
Yeah,
the bar stamp hybrids.
and that's the ones that I try to throw as straight as possible, and then know it's going to give me the fade.
Man, the trespass is such a good disc.
Oh, it's so versatile for so many people.
It is so. When I was in Texas this weekend at my parents' house, I have boxes of discs down there. A lot of old discs too, but I found a pre-Sweden Lucid trespass with a digi stamp, and I put it right in the bag.
Yeah,
and I was throwing it all
straight in
all
for
day
sure.
at Waco. Oh gosh, it just hyzer flip dream.
It's awesome.
So good.
Yeah, and I even sometimes whenever I can do, I throw it on an Anheuser because I know it's going to come back. Because if I got to shape that
Little
shot
flexor.
a little bit,
Yeah. Such a good disc.
All right, next one comes from Anonymous.
Malachi.
Let's see, Anonymisa.
Ananamusa.
I hope I never forget Malachi.
Oh man.
I'm never gonna. That's his name from now on.
All right.
He says during the final round at Ledgestone. Oh, I'm sorry. He or she said because it is anonymous.
Oh, that's true.
During the final round at Ledgestone, I happened to be sitting near the legend Robert the Hare McCall.
I didn't know I was a legend.
And
Thank
while
you.
I was too intimidated by the Hare to go say hello, I thought I overheard you say something about the crowd yelling when AJ was throwing on hole 9. I didn't hear anything about it elsewhere. Can you share the story? Thanks and keep it real.
Honestly, that this was so long ago that I don't remember what was happening. I would, if I had a guess based on how the round was going, I think hole 9 was probably the bridge hole. That's
Is
the
that
one,
the bridge hole?
I think so. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. That seems right. 5, 6, 7. Yes, 9 is the bridge hole.
The bridge.
That's the one where AJ was cruising, not having the greatest round, but still hanging in there on the lead card, and then threw OB off the tee, and then twice from the drop zone.
Yeah.
It's a backbreaker of a hole. It's pretty tough, and
That's
AJ,
a nice way to put it.
it's just tough. Like I threed it the first 3 times, landed the island all 3 times, and then just got in my own head really bad the 4th round, and I sixed it. Because I missed the island and then missed my second.
As soon as you miss the island the first time, that's when it's like 17.
Yeah, you can 4, but it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts, man. But anyway, it must have been that I think AJ was getting ready to throw and there was just some crowd noise behind him or something. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. But I felt for AJ at the time because he was crushing it. And honestly, he handled it better than most people would have.
Yeah. He's so down to earth.
Yeah, being in control that whole week and just throwing so many good shots, and just to have that one bad hole pretty much take him out of contention. He handled it like a champ, and I was walking with him. And he was like, "Well, that sucks. On to the next one."
Yeah.
And just he handled it like a pro. I already respected him a lot, but I had a lot of respect for the way he handled that situation. So, yeah.
All right, so
Gia.
today is a special day if you are a PDJ member. Today was the day that, what, no?
No, nothing.
Oh, I thought like I was wrong.
No.
Is a ratings update. A ratings update was sent out for today. And so I thought we'd go over real quick to talk about a little bit about our ratings update. So how did your ratings do, Eric McCabe?
Mine is in the green.
In the green.
Always a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
The
There's
little box.
How new is that feature?
It's this
2 updates.
2 updates, yeah. So very, very recent.
So it's a little thing that puts a little green or red box near your
With a number in it.
with a number to tell you if you went up or down on your rating.
Yes.
So you were in the green by how many points?
I believe it was 4.
You are correct.
Nice.
And I think it's up to 10-14.
10-14, yep.
10-14 is
Sweet,
my...
man.
I've been on a roller coaster the past
Yeah.
5 years, like up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's expected as much golf as I don't play anymore. So, but no, mine went up. I'm happy with it. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Good news.
I'll say this for Eric. He's sitting here, and I would never say this to his face. It's kind of like The Office. She's a very talented
Very
artist.
I would never say that to her face.
Why wouldn't you say that to her face? So
great.
Eric's rated 10-14, but if you come playing Emporia, Eric is shooting 10-30 golf every time, if not better.
In Emporia.
And I'm just saying, like, for whatever reason, when we're here, like, you will
I
not
just
beat
know
Eric in
these
Emporia.
courses.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
Just-
how it is.
yeah.
So, yes, his rating says 10-14. I think he's a lot better player than that. But, you know, he just doesn't play nearly as much as before. But if you catch him on the wrong day, dude, I'll go lose by 8. And, like, I'll play okay. And, oh, well, here goes Eric.
Yep.
shooting a million.
Gone.
So,
He's
anyway.
gone. It's kind of like that
He gone.
Dixon round when he came in
Yeah.
thinking he killed it and won, and I beat him by like 8.
Anyway,
Whoops.
just one of the experiences you can have in Emporia. It's pretty
So unfortunately, my rating went down.
Oh.
I
How
went
many?
down 1 point.
Just one.
it.
Of course, I'm very low rated. I'm rated 807. So
Keep it in the 800s, though.
keep
That's right.
keep it in the 800. I'm curious though. For 20 now, I'm not gonna. I can't say I'm gonna play a lot more. But what would it take for my rating to get to like 850?
You need to play like...
How many events would I have to play?
Well, you'd need to play not just events, but you would have to play like sign up for pro and like Disc Golf Pro Tour or National Tour
Oh,
events.
really? To
Yeah.
get it that to make it
Well,
jump
I mean,
that
just
high?
because they're a little more inflated, the ratings at those
What?
particular events.
Surely you're not really recommending.
I absolutely am. You know how we're doing this kind of...
What if
what's
I
it called?
am? What
What's
if
it
I
called?
want to?
What's it called? In the Mind?
In the
What's-
Mind.
In the
That's-
Mind. I want to film an In the Mind with Bobby Brown at a national tour
tour.
event. Maybe
Right.
GBO.
Well, hey, on
Maybe
this,
GBO.
on this one, everyone was throwing their high-speed discs. I went with my Maverick.
And I got and
That would be awesome.
no one would want me on their card.
And I got it.
Everybody would want
I
to
got it.
watch that
I would be
video,
the
though.
talk of the tournament, though.
Yes.
An 807 rated
Yes.
player showing up
Oh.
for
on
the
a feature
memorial.
card, like a Jomez feature card, too.
For a second,
Gotta
I was,
happen.
For a second, I was listening, and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. That's cool." No, that's not a good idea. Eric.
It's a great idea.
Okay, for you to honestly get to 850,
Yeah.
right? You would have to go to a few more tournaments, and then what I think is the difference between a few strokes around is usually just mental mistakes. It's not like, oh crap, I threw an awful drive. Now I get an extra stroke. For me, the difference between my okay rounds and good rounds is how many like short putts did I miss? You know,
Right.
how many inside the circle did I miss? How many gimme shots that I should always make did I miss?
Is going from 807 to 850 even realistic
Of course.
in 1 year?
Well, oh yeah,
Or
because
within a year? Within a year?
Not
sure.
for you,
Because of my
because of how many tournaments you play.
So what
That's the only reason I would say it.
But they could weigh really. If he goes and plays really well, they could weigh really heavily.
That's true. Like at a Jomez
So what are the possible what
feature card?
What realistically should I think? Would I think that I could reach by?
How many events are you trying to play?
That's what I need to know. Realistically,
Let's say you
Let's say
play
I can play-
6 events next year.
okay, 6 events.
You could definitely get to 850. I think so. I really think you could.
What if I could only play 4 events?
Yeah, I think it's
What
all just.
for?
What if I played one event?
What if I just didn't play?
Right, yeah, what can I realistically expect my rating to be?
I mean, it's all just about how you show up to that event. Like if you,
I get that, but I get the.
it's not
I-
even
I-
number of events. It could be you could play 2 events and get to 850.
But let's realistically, what do you think? What's a number that I can look
So
at
could
and
you.
I could say,
yeah, same. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
what
happened?
realistically, what could I expect my rating to be if I put just a little bit, a little bit more effort into it. Play what I played. Maybe how many events did I play? I played. I don't know how many events. Anyway, I didn't play very many at all. Let's say I plan to play 4 events, 4 sanctioned events,
2 rounds each.
2 rounds each.
Okay, that'll be all of your ratings for the year. So those will all count. Right?
Okay, so what can I realistically 825?
I feel like you could get to 850. You just
Really?
have to play well.
Is there a bet coming on?
I feel like I want to.
Like you have
I want to challenge myself.
This has to be a goal of yours. Like you have to want
have to
it.
want it.
That's
you
what
can't
I'm
just
saying.
you can't just say
I-
what can I do to get to 850 and then me tell you go play more events. Like
Yeah.
you got to want this,
Yeah,
Bobby.
that's the reason
Are
that
you
our
gonna
bet
yell at me like you used
Yes.
That's
Remember
the
that
reason
those
that
good
our
old
bet
days?
worked.
I used to yell at Bobby.
It's like you said, when you work here, your rating gets worse. I was like, no, it doesn't. And I'm going to prove it because I cared about it. So if you care to improve it, then I'll make a bet on it.
I get that, but I almost part of me wants to play more, just a few more events, not like go crazy, but I want to like document it, like video document me going out there and doing stuff with it, practicing,
In the mind.
taking a lesson from you guys.
Yeah, in the mind.
In the
I
mind.
want an in the mind Bobby Brown.
Yes, that would be
That
awesome.
would be hilarious. Okay, so we'll discuss this a little later.
I'm saying 850. I think you could.
You
do
think
it.
850?
Yes. Because, okay, so here's the difference. Going from 950 to 1,000 is way harder than going from 800 to 850. There are just more strokes out there.
Johnny V brings up a good point.
He
It'll
does.
be hard because you have to wait until the bad ones fall off.
Sure,
But that's a year. If you're
that
giving
takes
yourself a year, just don't have any more bad ones.
Oh, Tyler said I was 820 this year and played 6 events this year, and my update went to 886.
Dude, big jumps are totally possible
Yeah.
when you're where you are.
All right.
They are totally possible.
All right,
Let's do some thinking and
we'll
talking.
do some thinking. Maybe on the next episode we'll come to a conclusion. So,
Do it.
all right, so let's get back to the questions.
Shia LaBeouf.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I'm teasing Robert. Let's talk about your rating.
Oh, I honestly forgot. I wasn't paying attention. I improved again.
So Robert improved by how many strokes? How many points?
3
3 points.
I went up 10. I went from 10:03 to 10:06. That's another career high for me. So that was really cool.
All right, that means I'll buy the queso as well as the
You were
tacos.
already buying the
Is
queso,
this, is
buddy.
this ever happening?
We need to go down there. What this weekend? Plans? Anybody?
This weekend's bad.
Why?
Okay, I can go.
This weekend.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, I can go.
All right. Well, you convinced me.
Why would it be bad? I mean, it's supposed to be like in the 50s, I think.
Well, I mean, yeah, that sounds good.
The only thing is, it's a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
And so we'd have to 3 hours play real quick and then go eat and then 3-hour drive back.
I would really like to play Hops and Heisers, but if we're going to be Torchies instead, like I'm there.
All right, we'll talk about
Eric's
it.
there too.
This weekend could be the Torchies Taco weekend.
I am excited though. Once the Piney Woods from last year falls off, I thought it was going to fall off when I signed up this year, but they're just close enough that I have both of them on my rating. I averaged like 980 something at that event. So once that falls off, I could jump up even a little bit more.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations, dude,
Believe in
'cause
Bobby the dude. The dude's being harsh on Bobby Brown on
He is?
everybody
What'd he say?
today.
Dude,
He
no.
says
Bobby could totally shoot over 850 consistently.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
he
just-
has 3 rounds. Checking out my ratings there, huh?
No, he
You
says,
checking
oh,
out my
sorry,
stats,
4.
dude.
Here's what it is.
What you want to make this interesting? The dude,
Here's what it is.
dude.
There's a
Dude,
certain
the
like
dude.
there's a certain capability that you have. I think there's, say you go play your absolute best. Right now, I would say if you played flawless, you're probably looking at about 950 or so. What do you think? Is that too high or is that about right?
It's probably on the upper
Yeah.
high
maybe
side,
maybe
but
mid 920s,
Yeah.
930s,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. So that's
I've
that's
seen
playing,
Bobby play some good golf.
That's playing perfect. So let's call it 930. Hold on.
okay.
Let's call it 930. So if you want to average 850, that gives you 8 mistakes that you can make during a round, and you can still play better than 850. Right? So really, all you have to do is just limit those mistakes. That's all you got to do.
Gotcha.
And putt
All right.
well.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk
All
about
right.
it in the
I'm interested.
after show trademark.
After show.
Kidding,
Sorry,
that was for Johnny.
Johnny.
B. All right, next question. It comes from Daniel. This is on shot selection. Hi, my disc guru trifecta.
nice.
This time I have a question about choosing the right disc and in some way the right shot. Every pro, well, almost anyone I play with, usually have some really overstable molds. I, on the other hand, struggle very much throwing these kind of overstable discs. I really can see the benefit of having this shot in your arsenal. So, to the question, is it easier for someone like me to get a good flight by powering up powering up an overstable mid-range or powering down an overstable fairway?
That's personal preference.
Yeah.
Eric and I kind of see that differently most of the time. He wants to throw, like if he can throw a mid, but it's pretty stretchy, then he'll just power down a fairway.
Especially now,
Yeah.
like that I'm getting older and not trying to rip as hard on my mids. But however, it used to be I was a mid guy. That's all I would ever throw. I didn't even carry fairway drivers.
Yeah, it's a good way to play.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm kind of the opposite, especially when it comes to putters. If I can throw a putter, I'm throwing that. I would rather throw a putter hard than throw a mid-range soft.
Yep.
But then when it comes to fairways and mids, I don't have that same distinction. I don't mind throwing a fairway soft as opposed to a mid-range. But that's just personal preference. Whichever one you feel like you can control better.
Agreed.
All right, next question comes from JT.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Crew. This is JT from the great state of Texas again.
Nice.
I want to thank you for answering my previous questions. They were a big help. Thank you so much for everything you do for the sport. So one thing I can't stand is when people comment or call in on your page and say how much they don't want to hear about your personal lives. You guys should just, stick to answering the questions. I love hearing that side of the story. I love hearing things behind the scenes. I love hearing different stories from your disc golf careers. So I want to stick it to the all business, no fun people that I probably wouldn't want to be stuck on a card with, and hear about your favorite disc golf memories ever. Eric's probably the World Championships. I'd love to hear what it felt like walking up to that last putt in 2010, knowing you're about to win it, and yada yada. And Bobby and Robert or anyone else who may be in the studio today, I'd love to hear one of your favorite memories about disc golf and the different fun things that you've done in your life. Anyways, thank you so much for taking my question. You guys are awesome. And yeah, stick it to the boring people. As always, keep it real and keep doing what you guys do. Thanks.
Nice.
So let me address that real quick. Yes, you're absolutely right. I take those comments with a grain of salt. They do kind of get you. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen lots of comments on YouTube and things like that. It does kind of get to you. But I do, just as in anything in life, you're always going to get those people that you're not going to.
You just can't please everybody.
Right. You can please some of the people, you can please all of the people. What is it?
Some of the time.
You can please some of the people all the time, but you can't please all of the people. So anyway.
Sometimes
say
people
that.
like you.
Sometimes they don't. But I know that the majority of you guys love what we do, so we will keep on doing it. So I kid and I'm sarcastic because that's my way of kind of releasing without going off.
Without being sad.
Yeah, without being
Without
sad.
crying.
Right. So,
Holding the tears back.
So my way of dealing with it is being sarcastic and joking about it. So anyway, thank you for that comment though, JT.
Yeah,
I love it. It gives me good fuzzies inside for sure.
Good fuzzies.
So much I have to cough them out.
Good fuzzies.
Good fuzzies.
You and Malachi talking about
Me?
good
Malachi.
fuzzies.
It's better than the bad fuzzies. Have you had
Malachi.
those? Yeah, after Torchy's Tacos, you can get the bad fuzzies.
Well, there is a Fuzzy's Tacos.
There is. I want to do a Fuzzies and Torchy's showdown.
That's an easy choice. I've had both a lot.
I want to try it.
Good luck.
So he was right, Eric. I got to imagine your most favorite disc golf memory has to be
By
that
far.
moment you make that last putt and you realize you are a world champion.
It was a drop in, but
Oh, sorry.
no, yeah, absolutely. That was by far my fondest memory of disc golf. And it was weird. Like it was, I'd played in many events when I won the Worlds. I'd won a bunch of tournaments. I'd won a major before that. But coming down the stretch, like the last six holes of that final 9, it just seemed something was different. Like overload of confidence, not a doubt in my mind. Like
Made every putt.
I knew what was happening. I was winning that tournament. It didn't matter. No matter, I was going to win. And
that whole 5 or whatever putt, 40-footer
Yes.
or whatever, just
Just
in the freaking
buckets.
middle. Oh, yeah, that was
It
sick.
felt so good to hit that. And just all around, just playing, just out of my mind that whole weekend was an awesome experience. And honestly, it probably took, I don't know, a couple months to even sink in.
Right.
that I won. I remember winning and then going. I didn't have my phone in my bag. Usually I have my phone in my bag. I left it in the RV. And I remember going back to the RV and there being like
Just
86 text messages.
blowing
And I
up.
was like, oh my God, what's going on here? So, I mean, yeah, by far, hands down, my best experience.
That's awesome. That's super duper cool. I think my most memorable one wasn't a tournament that I won, but it was my highest rated round ever. So I had knee surgery in 2014, and it took me almost 2 years to get back to playing disc golf. It was the worst, man. I just
I remember you coming out and
I still came out to GBO
Yep.
and hung
Well, you-
out.
well, you
came
came
to
out-
stadium experiences.
I remember
Cedar Hill was one of them.
it was at Round Rock. Was it Texas
Oh,
States?
Texas States.
You were in a wheelchair.
I was.
That was fresh, I think.
Yeah,
But
I was
I remember
pretty-
jamming a putt and
Yeah.
going over there giving you
It's like,
nuts.
my man. So that it was just not a whole lot of fun. I didn't know if I was going to be able to play again or be able to play to the level that I was at before. But at the beginning of 2016, I was like, man, I've been sponsored. DD has had so much faith in me. I'm just going to go try to play tournaments again and just see what happens. I was rated 1,000 at the time from 2 years before, knowing that I wasn't a 1,000 rated player when I walked up to that tournament. It was a tournament at Zebo's. I actually played okay considering my max distance was 320 or so, 330 with a king on full flight. Like that's as far as I was throwing at Zebo's, and it was a long layout.
That struggle there.
Yeah, it was hard. So the first round there were some shorter pins, and I made two big mistakes. They both cost me 2 strokes, and so I shot a 959 or something. I was like, hey, first round back, I'll take that.
Yeah.
With almost no run up, made a lot of putts. That was cool. The second round, like I said, I kid you not, I was throwing 330 max. I missed one putt, and that was a par 4 that I parred, and every other shot I threw just about as good as I could.
Nice.
And it shot a 1063.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah. I'd never shot in the 1050s before that. Healthy. And so it was just, I don't know, that was just kind of crazy. I jumped from like 9th to 3rd. It was a B tier. Who cares if I won or whatever? But that was like, I don't know, that was really encouraging to me. You don't have to throw super far. You don't have to do all this stuff well as long as your basics are, I mean, I made every putt I looked at the whole day.
Is that to date your highest rated round?
Still my highest, 1063.
That's pretty good.
I haven't had another 1050 since. I've had a few 1040s. So, but yeah. And
Solid.
then I would say my other one was just getting to play USDGC this year. That was probably one of my favorite disc golf experiences. Walking up to 17, taking an 8, feeling like I was going to die, and and then
That'll do it.
yeah. And then, that last round, putting it together to where I birdied, I think, 4 of the last 6 to jump into cash. That was super fun. I loved
Yeah,
it. So,
that's cool.
what about you, Bobby?
My favorite.
You've got a lot of pretty good experiences.
I've
too.
had some really good experiences. I mean, everybody knows. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody pretty much knows my story of getting my dream job with DD and or discovering disc golf and doing media and stuff and getting to travel and stuff like that and landing my job at DD. But I would say one of the most memorable ones that immediately came to my mind was when I first started. I did a lot of stuff for free or for discs. Or for very, very cheap. I mean, I would drive 8 hours in an expedition.
I remember your expedition.
That's the only vehicle we had that could travel that far because my other one would not make a 2-hour drive that I had. So I would take the family car, the expedition. My wife gave me her blessing and to do that. But anyway, I would get paid very little, and I would be eating up gas. But I knew I was investing into it. I was making the leap. And I remember I went out to the memorial. And I went out with Disc Golf Planet, and John Dusler had hired me to go out there. And I remember it was over, and he had me record the award ceremony on the camera. And I had been there the whole week. It was amazing. I was loving it. I couldn't believe I was traveling for disc golf. Someone had paid to have me go out to Arizona and film disc golf, and I was having the time of my life. And he walked up and said, "Thank you so much for everything you did." And he hands me a check, and I looked down and I'm like, "Holy crap! I got." And it wasn't like it wasn't like amazing, but it was a lot more than I'd been ever paid for in disc golf. And I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. I can do this for a living and do this awesome stuff and do things I love, and I'll actually get paid for it. And so anyway, that's got to be one of my highlights of my disc golf career. All right, let's go on to the questions, to another question. This is from Daniel again. This is, "Hi, Bobby ENR. Hey, at least he said
Brr.
my name. Yeah. I struggle a lot with my
I
putt.
like Bobby Orr.
I struggle a lot with my putting, especially with the inconsistency of my putts, missing both left and right. I am primarily a spin putter, have tried push putting, but with even worse results. I know filming yourself is the best way, but I go for the next best thing. Do you guys have some quick tips on how to improve? I have a routine that I try to run every putt and I try to follow through. I know I need to work on these two more, but is there anything else I can do?
Good question. One of the biggest things, you kind of mentioned it already, is the follow through, but that is the probably absolute most important as far as spin putting goes. Making putts, missing putts. I know if I'm missing putts left or right or up or down or no matter where I'm missing them, it's 90% because I'm not following through.
Yeah.
I would say that was the biggest fault of mine. Something else you could absolutely try to do is look at what you're putting with. If you tend to be missing more on the left side or more on the right side, maybe try something a little bit more stable, maybe something a little less stable, a little straighter flying putter. I know that has helped me in the past, just kind of almost like a fresh start, and build that confidence back up with a new putter. But I'm the king of putters, so
Yeah. Changes them out a lot.
yeah, quite a bit.
Plenty of
Quite
new
a bit.
ones.
But I think I'm on what I'm putting with now is going to be my go-to for the next few years.
Prime Judge?
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep.
So, anyway.
All right, next one comes from
Malachi.
No, actually it does, from Malachi Arzola.
No.
Awesome.
I saw that Ricky Wysocki swings the disc out away from his body, which is known as a wide rail.
Yep.
I think, but I was wanting to know why, and do you recommend this to a junior player?
If you've got lengthy arms,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
he's so lanky.
he's, yes, very long arms. The wide rail works really well. I think if you are, if you do have long limbs or you're really committed to keeping the disc outside your body a lot, sure, it could work out well. If you were talking about a junior learning, though, I don't know if I would teach the wide rail specifically. I would try and just work on getting to that power pocket, where
Correct.
the angles are correct. Where they reach back, I think is just going to be more of a natural thing. Instead of intentionally saying, I'm going to reach back way over here, just kind of let them reach back, but just make sure they're getting to that right angles. And
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I would teach.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
All right, let's go to another one from SpeakPipe. This is from Timothy again.
Timothy.
How's it going, DGAM fam? Timothy Analenko again. And speaking of ratings, I had a question on when it would be a good time
How
to
did he
move
know?
up to playing open instead of advanced. So I'm currently rated 969, and I've been finding out recently at tournaments that I'm usually rated 15 to 20 points higher than everyone else in the amateur field. And for example, at the last tournament, I was rated about 30 points higher than everyone else. And I would have had to shoot the hot round all 3 rounds just to barely shoot better than my current rating. So when is it a good time to move up and start playing in open tournaments? And what are you guys' thoughts on moving up? Obviously, I wouldn't be moving up just because of player ratings, because player ratings aren't everything. And I don't really have that many tournaments under my belt. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, and thanks.
What are your thoughts on this?
I don't think you should move to open. I don't think you should move to open because someone else is pressuring you to, unless it's Kevin, in which case he definitely did it because we pressured him to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in your face, Kevin. You suck. Anyway,
No, I'm joking.
no. Across the board, I would say that you need to move whenever. Like the reason I moved was I was tired of making the same mistakes, and then having good results. Like I would go play and be like, "Holy crap! I missed so many shots. I missed so many putts," and then still finished in the top few in the field. And I liked having the challenge of I liked having the challenge of watching better players throw shots that I couldn't throw, or seeing what's possible on the course. That's why I moved to open. I think it's a person-to-person thing. I don't think there's like a certain time that every single person should say, this is when I'm moving, this is when I'm moving. But yeah, that's where I'm at on that.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's tough. I mean, for me, I knew when it was time to move up. I mean, I guess if you're starting to question it, if you're playing more and more advanced events and you find yourself always toward the top, or if you find yourself, man, I really didn't play that well, but at least I won. You know, those are definitely situations when you should probably be moving up and playing with better players. And I, for one, can speak for sure as when I moved up, I noticed an increase in my game
you
almost
improved.
instantly.
Yeah.
So something else to think about.
Yep, I agree.
Next one is from Sir Shanksalot of House Camelot.
House.
I currently throw a fluid Midshine Truth, and they are money. I was curious how they compare to Emacs since the fluid are getting harder to find.
I've never really thrown the fluid Truth. Have you? Did you
No,
ever throw it?
no, but I think they're pretty comparable.
Pretty comparable to the, like I would say, a Lucid or maybe a Fusion.
Correct.
It's obviously going to be a little more stiff, but pretty comparable, I'd say.
Yeah, no doubt.
Next one again is from Greg. I live in the Denver area and am wondering how a higher elevation affects disc flight. Any difference in distance or stability at a mile high?
Well,
Definitely more stable.
yes. Yeah, and I feel like I should know the physics behind that, but I think there's something about the thinner air and all that stuff. But what I do know is,
Science.
yeah, it's like that guy who,
Yeah. Science.
yeah. I do know that my discs that are usually understable at elevation are now straight, and my stable discs are now like meat hooks, and my meat hooks are now unusable.
Yes.
So I always,
Beef.
if I'm going to any sort of elevation, I like to take just a couple of more understable discs, and then know that I'm going to be using discs that I'm not used to doing certain things. For like, I'll be using a Maverick for pretty straight shots at that point instead of long turnovers. I'm using Explorer for something that finishes left consistently instead of a Felon or something like that.
Yep.
All right, this one is from Jason.
Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, EMAC, and Robert Mr. G, because you're rated over $1,000 again, McCall.
Nice.
Just found the DGAM podcast in the last few days and have really enjoyed listening to it.
Thanks.
So thank you guys for this. I got back into playing recently and have been working on my form, and thanks to Danny's videos on technique and timing, I've been able to diagnose a lot of issues with my form, like early reaching back too high, which is causing dipping, and trailing my arm behind my body on the pull through, just to name a few things. So I've been doing field work and working through these, and I've noticed my average drives with my orcs going up from like 310 to about 340, which is the good part. But the bad part is that I've found that my release point on some of the longer throws going way to the right, like 40, 50 feet offline as a right-hand, backhand thrower. And I've never thrown this far before, so I don't know if this is normal and I just need to adjust my aim point on the course, or if it's a timing issue that I need to fix. And if it is an issue that I need to fix, do you have any tips or drills that would help me get back online? And also, I don't have any dynamic discs in the bag right now, and I think that needs to change.
Next question.
So what drivers would you guys recommend for someone at my power level? Thanks for the podcast, and keep up the good work.
All right, thank you, Jason. So what say you guys?
Awesome. So
Awesome.
we have a similar driving issue, you and I, and that is a lot of times I get my shoulders out in front of my arm, which people call rounding. That means that I've got the disc too close to myself, and instead of letting my arm and elbow lead, I'm kind of leading with my shoulders. At this point, I've done it for so long that it's hard to change it like
At this
immediately,
point, yeah.
like really fast. I've been trying to work on it, and just putting in some effort to correct that, but it's difficult for sure.
For sure. For sure.
So one of the difficulties that I've noticed when I'm trying to be really intentional about getting that elbow out in front is that I'll have the same thing as I'll release too far to the right. And that's because I'm used to the disc feeling like it's coming out at a certain place. But now that my arm is out in front instead of my shoulders, that place is more right than I'm used to. So what I would work on for you is really slowing down the throwing motion and then accelerating through. So instead of going fast, throw, slow down and make sure that last step is starting slow and then you're finishing fast, and let the disc come out of your hand on its own. Don't think about letting the disc go. Just accelerate on that straight line. And your goal is, especially if you're working on this in a field, your goal is to look at a tree and say, this is where I want to release. And then you just stand still and throw at that spot until you're hitting that spot consistently. And wherever the disc goes after that, who cares? Because what you're working on is release point. I do think that's a common problem to have when you're getting that arm out away from your body and getting those angles better to release a little bit more to the right. So it's just going to take repetitions, really.
Repetition. You'll see improvement.
Definitely. Yeah. Almost always when you work on form, you get worse before you get better.
Yeah. And drivers that you would recommend for him with his arm speed. I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but the Trespass is just such a great disc. And it kind of, I don't want to say it shows your bad form.
Sure.
But it can.
Yeah.
I personally think the Trespass is one of the most underrated discs.
It's super
Not
good.
just in our lineup, but just in general. It's just such a great flying disc. So I would recommend the Trespass, giving it a try.
I think it's going to be, for you, a little bit, it will definitely be faster than the Orc.
Yep.
But I think it'll probably have a similar turn fade on it. It might be a little bit more overstable out of the box, but not a lot.
Not a whole lot.
So, yeah.
Excellent. All right, we'll hit the hour mark on our episode, so we're going to end that. But if you're watching on YouTube, hang out for a little bit. We'll sit and chat with you for a little bit. What did I forget something?
No, well,
Oh.
we didn't really talk about the No Shave November.
Thank you
yeah.
for reminding
Disc Golf
me,
Answer
Eric.
Beards.
Yes, Disc Golf Answer Man, No Shave team. We have excellent news on our fundraising. We actually have 3 days left. I believe the official is 3 days left, and we actually hit our goal and beat it by $85. And we're still not done because I still have yet to donate because I was waiting until the end of the month to kind of look at my budget and see how much I would normally have spent on that and then decide what amount I
double
want
it?
to. And then I'm going to try.
Then I'm going to call Malachi and see what he would do.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Uh-oh.
I feel cheated this November.
Why?
Because if you go back the last 3 years
Yeah.
and look at my beard,
Right.
it's been pretty epic.
Power beard.
Yeah.
And right now, I mean, we shaved everything off. That was cool. My
Right.
mom really loved it.
Everything.
You know,
You are
everything.
fired.
And right now, and yours as well. It's like
Yeah, it's
normal.
just- it's like a
It's
beard.
like normal.
It's like-
I look normal.
yeah, come
like
on, man.
nobody wants to look normal. Like
no, I'm trying to have
You're
super
trying to,
beard
like-
now.
I'm trying to do things. Like let's
Listen here, beard.
like Movember. Like nothing but the stash next year.
Okay, next year we'll do
because
we'll do
I just
November.
feel so cheated. Like everybody's like, oh hey Eric, you're the same. Yeah, it's just
Thanks for donating.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like I don't
yeah.
feel like we're
Yeah.
really doing our part.
No, I get it. I get it.
Like,
I
I'm
get it.
100% down for Movember next year.
We're doing it.
For real?
After
All right.
after I shaved everything, well, I forgot you have to shave everything. That was my least
Oh, yeah.
favorite
No,
thing
you
I've
have
done
to
in a while.
shave, like,
yes,
only
I hated
mustache.
it. I hated it. But then I took the picture with the mustache, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Darn it, I love a mustache, man!
Dude.
Come on."
Yes. So next year we have to do it because I
next
feel
year we'll
super
do,
cheated
we'll
this
do
year.
the November where you have to
Yeah.
grow only your mustache. so.
Also, shockingly, Shay seemed like she was in support of just the mustache. She was like, "That's awesome." I think she was joking.
maybe after day 2, she might have been like, okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a
I
bad
think it's
idea.
like a novelty thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Next year it'll be a 30-day novelty.
Denise hates it. I'll tell you that right now.
Rip.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna like
The
it at all.
mustache?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
the mustache. But
Is that why you want to do it?
maybe. But no,
All right.
we have to do it
Sorry,
next
Denise.
year.
All right, next year we'll do it. But this year we beat our goal, which is awesome. You guys did an amazing job, and I'm sure there'll be a little bit more. We have 3 days left, so if you want to donate to us, even if you didn't participate, you can still donate to our team at no-shave.org/team/DGAM. I'll try to remember to put links in the description of this particular episode, and you can donate. And this, of course, goes toward the No Shave November fight against cancer. So you can read more about it at no-shaved. I wish they wouldn't have made that no-shave.org website for sure. The big question is, are we going to shave him off? Are you going to shave? Well, I know Robert's not going to shave his.
I know Robert's not going to shave his.
Are you going to clean it up though?
Malachi and I are going to
come December
1st.
I don't know. I'll probably leave it for a little while. Probably let it ride.
I think
I think
let
I'm
it
gonna
ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay.
What are we in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, just let it ride, man. I'll probably leave this for a little while until the mustache is back to where like it's more the same length as everything else, and then trim that to all the same length, and then just go. Just
I'm just gonna let it
winter of
buck.
super beard.
I'm not shaving till the Memorial.
Nice, dude. Last year, your
Really?
Last year, remember
Is
the
that what you did?
Memorial
You
beard
did the
last year?
Memorial?
It
Yeah.
was just rocking.
I'm not going to go that far. So,
Man.
all right. So,
good.
that's our update. We'll let you guys go. Hang on there for a little bit, Mr. YouTube's people.
Mr.
And
YouTubes.
but if you're
Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. So if you're on the audio and you're like, dang it, I want to take part of the fun YouTube stuff, make sure you tune in live if you can. If not, then just enjoy the audio version. We will see you guys on the next show.
See you.
Bye.
All right, YouTubers, get some questions in real quick. We'll take a few extra minutes to answer some questions from our YouTube audience because you guys are so cool that you hang out with us on YouTube.
Dude, TJ Seneca said, "What about Danny? Did Danny shave?"
Oh,
Danny, did you shave? No?
Danny is doing No Shave November.
And he's prepping for
difficult.
2019.
It's difficult to tell, but it's difficult to tell. But you can see there's
From
some hair.
here, you don't look.
It's just-
From here, you just look clean
like
shaved.
the cat ran away.
Looked like I sneezed into some cinnamon.
Looks
That's
like I
awesome.
fell on my face in some dirt, but only around my mouth. And
All right, Simon wants to know, can you compare the Mercy with the Warden and the Judge when it comes to feel and flight?
Pretty similar, I would say. Actually, the Mercy is, as far as a thrower goes, I think it's almost perfectly in between a Warden and a Judge.
yeah, pretty similar.
So, yeah, right down the middle.
And then when it comes to the
Feel, I guess.
yeah, the Warden and the Mercy feel kind of similar. The
Yeah,
Mercy
there's
has
a micro beat on the Mercy,
Mhm.
and
then
the
Judge
Warden
has a
is
big
nothing.
beat,
Yeah.
obviously. Yep.
So it just matters if you like beads or not.
Yes.
I'm not sure, and for you, YouTube, I'm not sure why the
Video?
one camera is out of focus. I'm not sure why. We'll have to take a look at it. What's going on?
Yeah, let's just keep moving around.
Probably. So we'll do this so we can all see all of us. Bobby, what is your most go-to?
Oh, look at me!
used
I'm Bobby.
disc?
I'm bigger than everybody
Oh,
else.
wow.
What is the most used go-to? I'd have to say, gosh, the disc that I
That's so
definitely
weird.
can't go. I would say the Maverick.
Yeah.
The
just
Maverick?
because, yeah. No.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's your disc.
I know, but your question. Yeah, I would say the Maverick is my most used disc.
I would
Who has
agree
the
with
best tacos in Emporia?
Marmol.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I eat there twice a week.
Bentley says, I'm 13. I've been playing disc golf for about a year. I always have trouble with upshots around 1 to 150 feet. I throw too far with a throw and too short with a jump putt. Any help?
I was just working on sending a reply to Bentley, but
Oh, well,
since you
can-
read it, it's
can-
perfect.
you
Yeah.
can-
So Bentley, the recommendation I would recommend is also in the chat. Chris Munzel typed it. I would work on shortening your reach back just a little bit and still focusing on following through and accelerating through. That 100 to 150 foot range is super important to be able to get up and down. Most people can't jump putt 100 feet really consistently, and I don't know if I would even recommend it unless you had been doing it for a long time. I would just work on, shortening that reach back, make sure that your form still looks good, that you're hitting the angles that you need to. Just slow it down and then have that little acceleration toward the end. It's good to practice with an ultimate frisbee or even like a bite from Latitude 64. Those are some good discs to work out that touch on, because that's what it comes down to, is touch.
Any tips for getting out of a putting slump from Mr. Drew?
To get out of a putting slump, the only thing you can do is work even harder at it, honestly. Instead of going out and playing rounds, putt.
Yes.
I know when I was in my prime playing tournaments and going out and practicing, if I ever had a putting issue at a tournament, instead of going out and throwing shots the next day, I would go out and just spend the entire day just putting. Instead of working on upshots and approaches and drives, I would just focus on putting and,
At what point do you replace a disc in your bag? Nick. Yes.
For me, it's
Depends on the mold.
Yeah, and it's when I can't trust it to do what I want it to anymore. So I carry 3 Emacs right now.
As soon as I hit a single tree, she gone. I
Yeah.
don't even pick it up.
Yep.
I just leave it on the course.
This is for someone else. I carry 3 Emacs, and I had one that started off as my stable one, worked into my straight one, and now is my understable one. And I won't take that out because I need an understable mid-range, and that works perfectly for that. But say I'm throwing something like like my kind of beat-in felon, and it starts flipping even more than I want it to. Well, I've got discs that can do that. Like I throw an Explorer in that slot, and so that's when I would probably take that out and put a new overstable felon. That's what I want to use it.
Yeah, if it's like an overstable disc and it's starting to stand up, I don't necessarily take it out of the bag, but I will put a new one in to replace that shot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Someone had a question. How does your grip vary between driving with a putter versus driving with a mid? I'm having trouble with my release time with putters due to the height of the rim.
I keep pretty much a similar grip throughout drivers, mids, and putters. It's kind of a modified, more of a stacked grip than anything, I guess. I never felt comfortable with the fan grip on a putter, like fanning out and throwing. I just felt like I didn't get any type of accuracy at all out of that. So I've just kind of adopted what works for me, and that's just keeping everything the same.
Yeah. Say the question again. I
How
was
does your
looking
grip
for it.
vary between driving with a putter versus driving with a mid?
Oh, okay. Mine's pretty much the same, honestly. Yeah.
I want to switch from AVRs to Wardens. Would it be okay to rotate between my AVRs and Warden during rounds, or should I just go cold turkey?
Gobble, gobble.
I've always found cold turkey is the best if you're committed to switching.
Especially on bread and with ketchup and mayonnaise.
Did you say ketchup and mayonnaise?
Yes, with cold turkey.
Ketchup and mayonnaise?
Oh, my God, it's the best.
Dude, get your Malachi saying out of here, okay? That's gross.
Who's with me on the chat? Tell me who's with me on YouTube.
Ketchup and mayonnaise?
Ketchup and mayonnaise.
On
So
cold
good.
turkey.
Oh, so good. So, yes, cold turkey is
Anthony
probably
and
best.
Danny, are y'all on that?
No.
See, there's a couple of...
Mustard
And mayonnaise.
Mustard and mayonnaise?
That's what like
Or
fry
just
sauce
mustard?
is just about.
Dude, get out
Ketchup
of here.
mayonnaise.
That's
so
good.
gross. So
Ketchup popsicle?
Anyway, okay, hold on. So let me get back to the question. Talking about cold turkey, I like switching.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I like switching cold turkey because if I get to a round and I've got one mold or another, and I'm really testing them out, then sure, that's great. But if I already know I want to switch, it doesn't help me to putt with the old ones because then I'll always be questioning which one I should use. So instead, just go out with the ones you want to learn them. If you end up not liking them, you can always switch back. That's no problem. But I would just go out and do it.
I'm getting downvoted on this ketchup.
What do you- yeah, what do you-
ketchup and mayonnaise.
what
not
are you,
just
Patrick
ketchup.
Mahomes?
I'm losing all
Look, like,
kinds of fans.
I like ketchup and mayonnaise separately of one another, but
Have
together
you've
on
never,
cold
not
turkey.
even like a burger. What about like a burger?
No, on a burger is always ketchup.
Not a little bit of mayonnaise.
Oh,
on
I'll
there.
do mayonnaise on a burger.
But ketchup and mayonnaise
No,
to mix them
usually one or
together?
the other.
Heck no.
Oh, see,
I mean,
that mixes
occasionally,
together.
yeah, I could see that, but turkey?
One of my
Like,
favorite
that's
when I was
just
in, when I was in high school,
un-American.
there was a certain
I
time
agree.
where
It's like
I was
not watching The Sandlot.
It was my go-to was I would run to the cafeteria because the little pizza pockets would sell out the fastest, and so I would if I made it, I'd get 2 pizza pockets, 4 packs of ketchup, 2 packs of mayonnaise, and I'd mix it all together.
Dude, this
And
just
that was
got
my
way
lunch.
worse.
That was my lunch. That was so good, so bad for you.
Chaser
so
says-
bad for
That's
you,
what you
so
still
good.
do?
Chaser
At
says
home?
Yeah, I run home.
Hopefully there's still pizza pockets. Chaser says that you're officially kicked off the show until you either hit 850 or recant your dietary heresy. I agree, Chaser.
Well, the dietary heresy will not go away, but the 850 will work on.
I agree, Chaser.
What is the best way to break? What is the best way to break throwing about 450 with a musket? I'm a bigger guy. Do you think it would help for me to lose weight, or do you think my size gives me more power?
If you're throwing 450 with a musket, that's pretty good.
That's really good.
Like super good. That's farther
I
than
don't-
I throw almost any shot.
I mean, look at Lazat. Look at what's the guy's name? Will
Eagle.
Schustrick. Eagle. They're tiny guys. I don't think
they're
the
not
weight
tiny.
is going to.
They're just skinny.
Oh, I get. I'm sorry. Yeah, tiny as in skinny.
They are like I
Yeah,
have
that's
to
true.
look.
They're
I
tall
literally
guys.
have to look up to each one of them.
They're all pretty tall.
Good point. But my point is, they're not big guys.
Yeah.
They're not considered big guys. They're tall and slender, and they have all the power that you would want in throwing a disc. So no, Jeff, I don't think your size gives you more power. I don't think you can break it down to
What he's
just
asking,
your size.
would it help him? Would it help for him to lose weight? Is what he said at the beginning.
Right.
Maybe.
Or do you think my size gives you more power?
I'll say for me, when I did come back from that knee surgery, I was quite a bit heavier than I am now, and I did feel a difference in my throws. When I'm at closer to a healthy weight for me, yeah, I feel like I've got more acceleration. It's easier to get the disc where I want it to be. But if you're throwing 450 with a musket, I don't know if I'd do much different.
Yeah.
That's crushing.
All right.
I'm throwing 450 downhill.
I think it's about time we end this.
Centimeters.
Is this a cooking show? Kai, yes, it is.
Yes.
Thank you for
So
asking.
Bobby, you're getting there someday. Getting where?
I think he's talking about the 850.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's talking about the ketchup.
All right, so let's talk about the because a lot of people are interested in this challenge.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, do you really think 850 is realistic?
Yes.
Without I mean, I want to try, and I want
Without any effort.
Here's my goal. I would like to do exactly what I'm doing now and get better results. Do you think it'll work?
What is the minimum effective dose
Of practice?
of practice
Yeah, you can get.
It's actually the only thing
to
I'm
achieve
good
the
at.
maximum rating increase?
Dude, this is funny. Will said, hold on. Will said, left to play 9 holes when we were discussing Torchies, and it's still food thoughts. Sorry, Will. That's all we talked about this episode. Food thoughts. What I think you would actually have to do for real is I think you would need to get out and probably play, let's say, 2 days a week. And when you're playing, I know. And when you're playing,
2 days a week.
let's just start off with that.
I'm kidding.
And when you're playing, you need to throw plenty of extra putts. Let's say 4 or 5 a hole, to get to where those 15-footers are automatic every time. 20-footers, you feel pretty good about. 25-footers, you make some of, But those close putts, I think those are. Think about your last tournament round. You probably missed more than 4 inside 20, right?
Yeah, there was a couple putts that, yeah.
So that's one thing that I would change for sure, or at least work on.
Just make
All
it.
you got to
That's
do is
all you
just
have to
make
do.
it.
All you do is
If you
make
make all 4 of those putts, your rating's gonna go up.
all 4 of those putts, if I would have made all 4
That
of
is
those putts.
honestly part of the way I look at it, though. If I go have a bad tournament round, I'll look at the putts I missed inside the circle, and usually that's the difference between an okay to good round and the round I just had, which was usually not very good.
Okay. Well, Anthony actually put some skin in the game and wanted to challenge me.
What's your rating right now?
807. My rating is 807.
You're,
What's your rating?
I'm 908.
908.
dude, 101 point difference.
You're
Say
going.
again?
You're going 950.
I'll try and get to 950.
So Anthony,
All right.
Anthony, if you're listening, YouTubers, Anthony is 907. Was it 908?
908.
He says he'll get to 950. Or the challenge is, would you say who gets there first? Yeah. Anthony has to get from 907 to 950. I have to get from 908 to 950, and I have to get from 807 to 850.
And Robert has to get to 1050.
Good luck, Robert. I think
Well, he's
I
right
might,
there at that 100
Oh
more
yeah,
up.
right,
It's,
that's
that
true.
same, it's the
Boom.
same difference.
Can we find someone that's 1107 and tell me to get to 1150?
1050. Oh gosh.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
it sounds like we're going to put something together. We'll have some kind of challenge for all of us to do, or at least myself. And I think I would like to video document it.
The entire thing. Every second
Every single throw.
of the next year.
I'm gonna. You know what I could do? I could have like a practice session with Robert, a practice session with Emac, a practice session
Yeah.
with Danny, and then a competition with Anthony.
You're going to put together like a Rocky.
I get aggressive.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have my Rocky
Survivor.
montage.
You have Survivor playing.
Yeah,
I get a little aggressive when
I
I
know.
coach.
So you're gonna have the medicine ball, and you're gonna be throwing it at my stomach
Yeah.
to get me ready for putting.
Yeah. And yelling at him.
Yeah.
I yell at Bobby when
There's
I,
a there's a
when I
pig
train.
hanging next to the basket, and you punch it twice and then putt.
But
And then-
yeah.
I will say this: like, all right, here
While
we
he's
are.
eating pizza rolls with ketchup and
Yeah, it's pizza pockets.
Mayonnaise.
Okay, God. Okay, so I will say right now, it is statistically easier for Bobby to get to 850 than it is for Anthony to get to 950.
That's true.
However, I'm gonna give Anthony a small leg up right now because he's played, more.
He plays a lot more.
Mm-hmm. But he has developed a lot of physical tools that could, he has played rounds well over 950. But you have the capability to, right? Okay. Your highest rated round, I think somebody put in was 909 or something like that.
Dang.
Crushed it.
Solid. Do you remember what tournament that would have
I
been?
have no idea.
Okay. But I think as you guys both train, I think we should kind of update and say who's got the leg up, because right now I think it's Anthony. But it's easier for you to get there.
Yeah. We got people on board. Matthew says he's 817. I'll race you to 850. My goal will be 860.
Let's go.
Anthony was rated 922 at one point.
Bagger.
And Johnny V's on there, and he actually, I can't remember what he said he's rated, but
I
has
think
a
he
goal
said
in
he
mind.
wants to get to 950.
He was 912, I think he said.
Or 960, man. I don't remember. Race to 50 more challenge.
That's what I was thinking. That was in my mind.
I'm so close.
Race to 50 more. I thought about something like that, to where you could, you have to add 50. So I'd have to be 857. And
I would be the highest rated player in the world.
Yeah. You'd
Let's do this.
Very good. Good luck, everyone.
Maybe we'll do something like that. We can do that to where it's a challenge. We'll have to figure out maybe
I think just getting to the 50s. I think that's really easy to keep up with. Let's do that.
race to the 50s.
Yeah, you race to 850. Anthony
Yeah, but
raced
what
to
if someone's
950?
watching? What if someone's Johnny says he's at 915, and I want to get Matt Whitlock wants to get to 975.
Yeah, let's just make some round numbers and go with it.
Or maybe we could have people fill out a form, and it'll say what they want to get to. What do you have in mind, Danny? You're over there. 980.
Nice.
What are you at right? What are you at right now?
964.
Okay, that's not.
But
that
you've
big.
been 974.
974 was
Okay.
974 hours. All
Yeah.
right. So we'll figure out maybe some kind of form where we can have our Disc Golf Answer Man people fill out, and that way we can all kind of keep tabs on people's progress.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to do our own little way of updating people.
I won't really be involved in the bet side of it because of the all the climbing aspect of it, but I do. My goal after I hit 1,000 obviously was just 10-10, right? But we're like decently close to that at this point, so I'm gonna try. I don't want to put any bets on this at all, but I want to try to get to 10-15 end of 2019. That is crazy, and it's not going to happen, but I'm going to give it a shot.
All right. We'll have to put our money where the mouth is.
Eric will be getting to 1060.
Solid.
You are welcome.
By my next update.
Oh, wow. That's very good.
Let's see. I don't have PD's number yet, but I'm hoping for 900 plus. Get a PDJ number if you can, Corey.
Next year.
If you can.
Do it now. It goes through next year.
I need to get mine
I renewed mine because I had to sign up for the memorial. They make you.
Oh, yeah. I have to renew mine for sure.
All right. So any other discussion on this? We'll have it solidified for next episode, and we'll announce what it is for sure.
Yeah. And I'd love to hear updates on this. So Chaser, and I agree with this. Chaser says publicly stating a goal greatly increases the odds of it coming true.
Absolutely.
So yeah, let's come up with your goal. Let's work on it together.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got to get to work, get some stuff done. Thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube, guys. You guys are the best. You guys love listening to us, and you are the true fans. Don't tell the audio listeners I said that.
Oh, that's cool. Johnny said he wants to live stream their local Marksman League starting next month.
Nice.
Make sure you send me the link, Johnny, so I can.
That's a great way to improve as well.
Yeah,
we're still undecided. We're still undecided on where our Marksman League is going to be, but we'll let you know, Johnny, so you can come down and live stream it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate you offering that. That's
man.
awesome of you.
And if it's anything like last year, it'll just be Eric making all the putts, and then all of us just being like, "Shut up, Eric!
Dang it,
you suck, man."
We'll see. We'll see.
I know that we're going to a special Marksman in the middle of December at
December 12th.
12th. What is
Lawrence?
Oh, cool.
What's
at the
name of
brewery. DZ Discs.
DZ Discs. Yeah, so we're going to go down there, and a few of us are going to go play it. So if you're in the Lawrence, Kansas area, December 12th?
December 12th.
We're going to go out there and participate. I'm going to film it. I'm going to make a promo video off their interview.
I will not be there.
I can't remember.
I will
his
be
name.
in North Carolina.
So a few of us will be down there taking part of that. So come on and say hello.
Say hi.
Hello.
All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Hey, bye.